Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. How are you guys doing today? Hope you guys are all well, in the best state of iman and health. As promised, we posted a post on the community page saying that we're going to do a Q&A, answer a lot of you guys' questions. Before we start the Q&A, I just want to mention that I'm not a scholar or any religious type of figure, meaning like I'm only going to speak from my experience, from what I've been through in life. And there's a lot of questions I've seen that are like life related, but any question that's mas'ala or like anything that's like Islamic, like something you'd have to ask a scholar, you wouldn't really get an answer from me. It's best that you ask your local scholar. But inshallah, let's get with it. So the first question actually is from a brother or a sister, I'm not sure, but they want to revert to Islam. First of all, I want to congratulate you. Welcome to the family. And inshallah, if we don't meet in this world, inshallah, we will meet in Jannah when we all unite, inshallah. Anyway, so to get with it, the best way to convert, I really can't do anything over the video. What I'd recommend is you go visit your local scholar in the masjid, and you tell him your reason that you want to convert to Islam, revert to Islam, and inshallah, he will assist you. And inshallah, I really hope this person that you go to gives you the best information about Islam. Like, because there's some people out there who will give you the wrong information. It's very important that you get the right information, and we really pray that you get the right information. Anyways, moving on to the second questions. How can you be a friend of Allah? How can you always remember Allah? How to deal with bad thoughts in Islam? How can you be a friend of Allah? So, how to be a friend of Allah? To be a friend of Allah, some people think like you have to go over and beyond, but our religion teaches us like simple things. First things first, you want to start off with the foundation. You want to start off with salah. So are you praying your salah 5 times a day? Are you praying them on time? Because it's really, really important. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, praying your salah on time wherever you are. You might be at work, you might be at like school, wherever you are, but it's very, very, very important that you are praying your salah on time and actually praying your salah. Some scholars say that you can do, if you miss a salah, you can do qada, make it up, but that's like a fiqh issue, something that I wouldn't really be able to answer. I have my own opinion, some people have others have their own opinion as well. Anyways, but first of all, praying your salah. Second of all, praying your salah on time. Third thing is reading the Quran. Like, it's so important to read the Quran on a daily basis as Muslims. Like, subhanAllah, we're so far from the Quran. Like, we're not, it's only Ramadan. Like, Quran only comes during Ramadan time, and then we put it back on our shelves, and then it's away. It's gone for the rest of the year. It just grows dust on it. Like how scholars say, you put the Quran on the shelf, and then it grows dust on it. But that's the third and most important thing, that you read Quran every single day. It's so important. If you go to any scholar, they'll tell you the same. Salah and Quran, foundations. Foundation is very important. The third thing I'd recommend is understanding what you are reading. So when you understand what you're reading, it helps you to connect with your Maker. Like, connect with what your Maker is trying to say to you. And it's so important that you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to get to you, what He's trying to say to you. It's very, very important. So reading the translation, also when you're reading the translation is very important. There are many surahs in the Quran which tell stories. For example, Surah At-Tawbah, you don't take the translations literally. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says some things that are only in that context applicable. Please do remember, for those who read the translation of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot of the time says things that are only applicable at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, or like things that have taken place. The Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made command the Prophet ﷺ to do these things at that time. There are many people out there who commit so much crime in this world, and literally they take some meanings of the Quran and they apply it to this day and age, and it's just completely like it's not acceptable. Anyways, like, for further explanation, go to a scholar. But yeah, third thing is understand what you are reading. Fifth thing I'd say is, after you've built your foundation, you pray your salah on time. You're praying your salah, number one, and you're praying your salah on time. You're reading the Quran and you understand what you're reading. So for example, Surah Al-Falaq, Surah Al-Nas, understand what it means. برب الفلق. What does it mean? What is Allah trying to say? Understand what it means. So even the small surahs, like Inna A'tainaka al-Kawthar, like it's our favorite surah, like know what it means. So when you're just reading, you're not just saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. No. When you're saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, like all praise be to the Lord, the Most High, like and you can feel it. That's why the Sahaba, let me tell you something. That's why the Sahaba were so ahead of us. They were so ahead of the game. Nowadays, you know what? Our salah is just like a burden on us. Why? It's because literally, we look at salah as like, we don't understand what we're saying. It's like talking Chinese, like you don't even know, like, no offense to our Asian brothers and sisters, but it's just context. It's like talking any foreign language. Let's just say it like that. It's like talking any foreign language. You don't know what you're trying to say. But the third thing, like I said, it's very important that you learn how to, you understand what you're saying. Fourth thing I say is, after you've built that foundation, you move on and you start doing the sunnah. It's very important because every time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about following Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always says, follow His Prophet. Every time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings His love, He brings His Prophet's love. The thing is, there are many brothers and sisters out there that just pray fard and then they forget about the sunnah salah. Oh, it's just sunnah, brother. It's just sunnah. Oh, wearing the kopi, whatever you want to call it, it's just sunnah, brother. Oh, wearing the thobe sometimes, it's just sunnah, brother. No, it's not just sunnah. You want to become a friend of Allah, you want to be loved by Allah, and you use that term, it's just sunnah? No. That's not how it's going to work. You're going to have to start following sunnah. And like, you don't want to like force it upon yourself. You want to like really let it come as you build the foundation. There are many people who still don't even like pray yet. People who are still out there like, and they're still struggling to pray the 5 daily, just farz prayers on time. But yeah, slowly as time goes, build that foundation, read some Quran, and then start following the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Simple things, like waking up in the morning, as soon as you get out in the morning. What did the Prophet ﷺ do? Some things he done was like wipe his eyes. He used to go like this, wipe his eyes, say the dua, Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi nushur. Our religion is so beautiful, my brothers and sisters. There's a dua for every single situation. Like everything we do, there's a dua with it. Waking up, going, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us for even sleeping. Before we go to sleep, if we have that intention that I'm going to wake up for Fajr Salah, while you're sleeping, you're getting rewards. That's that. So you want to make sure that you are slowly starting to follow the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, because that is the way to Allah. There is some commandments that you have to follow. That is the way to, that is to stay Muslim. There are some scholars that say if you do not pray Salah, you're not even in the folds of Islam anymore. That's how serious Salah is. Brothers and sisters who are watching this and you don't pray Salah, take this as a wake-up call. If you're not praying Salah, some scholars say like if you miss Salah on purpose, you're not even Muslim. The difference between us and a Muslim and a kafir and the one that doesn't believe is praying Salah. So please, brothers and sisters, take heed. It's very important that you start praying your Salah. Pray your Salah. Pray. Like whatever you do, just pray your Salah on time. If you can. If you can't, something comes up. There are many things. We live in a really complicated world. So if there's something that come up and you can't pray on time, try to make it up. Or like try to just have like a little prayer mat with you and then go aside, wherever you are, just pray your Salah. Pray your fard at least and get it done with. Just to say Muslim. And then Quran, and then comes Sunnah. So try to follow as much Sunnah as possible. Start off with small Sunnahs. For example, I'd say, okay, with Salah wise, start praying your Sunnah of Fajr Salah. The Sunnah of Fajr Salah is so stressed. Like the Prophet ﷺ used to stress it, and he used to say it's better than everything. Like I don't want to quote unquote the hadith, but like overall the hadith is trying to say that it's better than whatever is in this world. Like it's better than anything that is in this world. So it's very important that you're praying the Fajr, the Sunnah of the Fajr Salah. Also, like sunnahs, like for example, going to the washroom, stepping in with your left foot, coming out, stepping in with your right foot. If you can like start knowing the du'as as well, like Allahumma, when going in, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal-khaba'ith. And then when you're coming outside, ghufranak, du'as like these, and you're getting rewards. Like brothers, you're getting rewards. Brothers and sisters, you guys are getting rewards for saying these du'as coming in and out. While you're in the washroom fulfilling your needs, you're getting rewards. Like how beautiful is our religion? Like you're getting rewards for doing simple acts. Smiling at your brother, you're getting rewards. Anyways, that's a different topic. But yes, it's just starting to follow the sunnahs. So there's many books on sunnahs, the Prophet ﷺ, many, I can't really name anything on the top of my head, but there are many sunnahs, so start following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and that's the next step to getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the 5th step, I'd say. That's literally it, like nothing else. And also, like, if you can perfect that, if you can perfect it, like meaning like you know, I pray my salah on time. I'm praying I understand what I'm reading my Quran. I know that your foundation is set. Then you go on to a'mal, actions that are called nawafil. You go on to extra voluntary acts. So sometimes, from what I heard from scholars is, how it works is sometimes we have like, we do a deed but it's not proper or it hasn't been done properly. So what that nawafil does is it comes and it covers it. Like it helps you out. It's like aid towards your regular a'mal. Anyways, it's gonna get complicated. I don't want to get any complicated with it. But if you want the explanation on nawafil, go to your local scholar. Anyways, so that's how to become, what was the question? How can you be a friend of Allah? And how can you always remember Allah? How can you always, that was answer to one question. How can you always remember Allah? How can you always remember Allah? The best way to remember Allah is to reading His book. That's the best form of dhikr, the best form of remembrance is to reading the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I just told you guys, that reading the Quran is the best way to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So reading the Quran is also the best way you can remember Allah. Because Allah subhanahu, like when you read the Quran, this is Allah talking to you. Like some salaf as-salihin, some people from our pious predecessors, they open the Quran and they'd be like, this is the book of my Lord, hada kalam rabbi, and they'd faint because they were so overwhelmed because this is my Allah talking to me. But of course, in this day and age, we are nowhere close, not even like an atom's way close to these Salaf as-Salihin, nowhere close to how great they were anyways. So that's how you can remember Allah. Learn to, whatever you read, brothers, just don't read the Quran for the sake of reading it. There's many people out there, I want to do khatam after khatam after khatam after khatam. That's not how it works, man. That's not what our religion teaches us. Yeah, read it, but what are you reading? Like, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen, oh, that's great. Yeah, you got hasanat for reading it, but has it affected you? Has it changed you? Has it done any benefit to you? Anyway, so that's what we really need to do. Understand what you're reading. It's essential to understand what you're reading. It's very important to understand what you're reading, what you're saying. And anyways, how to deal with bad thoughts in Islam. Number one, Islam is a religion where it's all about belief. Many brothers and sisters go through many hardships in their life. They go through like depression, etc. Why isn't Allah's help coming? Why isn't Allah's help coming? Where is Allah? Well, these people are dying. Where's Allah? Like, where is this? Like He said, He's promised this, promised this. But let me tell you something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, I don't want to go into the complete meaning, but there was a time upon a prophet, I'm not sure which prophet it was. I'd have to go into details, like I have to like research on what prophet it was. But like the situation was so worse, like so bad. The prophet said, like the prophet says, where is the help of Allah? Where is the help of Allah? Like where are you? Like we're dying. Allah, where's your help? So like this is not just you, brothers and sisters. Remember, the prophets went through double the hardships, and they never had bad thoughts on Allah. They always, whatever Allah is doing is for the best. Because our religion is all about belief. We've never seen Allah. We've never seen the Prophet. We've never seen any like I don't know if you've seen any miracles, but we've never seen our Prophet. We've never seen Allah. That's what the Prophet ﷺ longed to see us. The Prophet ﷺ said, I wish to see my brothers. And then the Sahaba said, aren't we your brothers, O Messenger of Allah? No, my brothers, yeah, you're my companions. My brothers are those who are going to come after me, and they're still going to believe in me. People who are going to believe in the Prophet ﷺ without seeing him. People are going to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without seeing him. So never have bad thoughts. There are many times, is there even an Allah? The shaitan brings it to you. When you get these thoughts, please the only thing you say is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Literally, that's it. You can't really say anything else. Like just it's like traffic. It's like traffic. When it jams up, you gotta keep it moving. Continuously keep it moving. Don't like let it stay in your head. It's very important that you don't let it stay and just keep it moving. Don't let it get to your head, brothers and sisters. Please don't let it get to your head, or else like it really, really affects you in a negative way. Inshallah, we're gonna move on to the next question. I am not a Muslimah, but I follow Islam by heart, and alhamdulillah, I do fast. I'm a non-Muslim. I think what the sister's trying to say is she's secretly Muslim, I think. Anyways, I do fast and I do pray regularly. I miss my Fajr prayer, which I regretted missing it. Since I'd be at home in front of my family, I can't pray Salah because they will create a problem. I do it secretly. But now I want to convince my parents. They already know about it, but they warn me a lot of times. They shout at me and they're doing emotional blackmails too, saying not to change your religions. But Allah gave me hidayat. Alhamdulillah, I feel so peaceful. I always ask Allah to make my path easy. Please help and guide me here. People are so confusing. Some of them say it's not worthy that you are doing secretly. You're hurting your parents, which is a sin. Some of them past comments they think I am doing for someone whom I love, but that's not the truth. I do because Allah is my Lord. Whenever I read Quran in Hindi or in English, they say it's not worthy. I always reply with that. I always reply them with Allah is all-knowing. They do not matter for me but Allah. Anyways, so I understand your question, sister. So how to approach this? Number one, I want to approach that factor of people saying that you're hurting your parents. The Prophet ﷺ, in our religion, it was advised that the Prophet ﷺ even said, if your parent is telling you to do kufr, to do shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if that hurts them, you are allowed to do it. Number one. If it hurts your parents, if your parents are like, oh, I'm gonna kick you out of the house. Mus'ab ibn Umayr radiallahu anhu, he was one of the richest Sahabis. When he used to walk in the outskirts of Medina, like he used to have the best perfume, the best of clothes, the best of everything. But when he reverted to Islam, his family kicked him out, and he was just with literally messed up clothing, etc., etc. It's pretty self-explanatory what happened to him. But like I'm giving an example. The Prophet ﷺ told us that if what our parents are doing is telling us to do shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you do not have to listen to them. You have to listen. So if your parent is telling you don't pray, you have to pray, because this is the command of Allah. The command of Allah always comes before the command of your parents. But even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He says brings His obedience, He always brings the obedience of your parents as well, and being nice with your parents, birrul walidain. But at the same time, if your walidain, if your parents are telling you to do something that Allah doesn't want you to do, you do not have to follow it. This is the religion. This is Islam. But the best advice I can give you, sister, is stay strong at this point. I really don't know your situation. Best thing you can do is email TheProphetsPath@gmail.com, and inshallah we can get to you privately. Maybe you can explain your situation. But besides that, what I can really tell you is continue praying. Continue, even if you have to keep it secret, continue it just for the sake of Allah, and Allah is going to be with you. You might have the hardest of time. You might go through really, really hard times, but you have to stay strong, my sister. Because at the end, remember, ultimately our goal is Jannah, and inshallah, our religion teaches us to always not aim just for the middle class, to the highest class. So we always aim for Jannatul Firdaus. So inshallah, if you have sabr, if you stay patient, inshallah, we will all unite in Jannatul Firdaus. So stay patient, my sister. Keep praying, and inshallah, maybe one day Allah will guide your parents, soften their hearts. So inshallah, they will be able to support you through this, through your process of starting to practice Islam, inshallah. Please don't mind my stuttering and stuff. This is my first time really recording a Q&A. Anyways. Oh, okay. So, third question. This is probably going to be the last question because this video is getting super long. My family says that I have to get married if I wish to move out of the house. The problem is that I don't want to be married because I don't want or need a man by my side. MashaAllah. I'm planning on graduating high school early and attending college hitting college at the brink of 16. I have it all planned out, and inshallah, Allah will grant it, inshallah. I mean, but overall, I want to finish college and move out, but my parents won't allow it. But my aunt thinks it's a great idea to pursue. I know that being single is allowed in Islam, but moving out without my parents' permission or dismay. I'm not sure how to go with it. May you please help me, and thank you for listening. Jazakallah khair, sister, for sending in your question. Because it's gonna be the last question. I'm very sorry, guys. But to start off with answering this question, it's a really complicated one, to be honest. I'd suggest after my advice, you discuss it with the scholar as well to know the Islamic rulings on what your parents are saying. But what I'm trying to, from my side is, I'm not sure what your cultural background is, but if you are anywhere from, like I'm from the South Asian background, and what they do is, as soon as kids become a certain age, women become a certain age, they try to marry them off. So 16, 17, 18. By 18 is like usually the lowest, and you're just like, their parents are just like, yeah, you guys have to get married off when my daughter's at home. You get all these rishtas, for those who don't understand, is like marriage proposals coming in. But sister, what I'd recommend is, I really don't know what to say much, but what I recommend is just going with your way. Because to be honest, like, if you don't want to get married, and this is one thing, marriage cannot be forced upon someone. That is one thing that's haram. So if your parents are saying, oh, so your cousin, we're gonna marry you to your cousin, or like, oh, your dad comes to home one day and he's just like, I got you this really wonderful boy. He's like this, he has this degree, he has this, he has this, he has that. Oh man, his car, his house, this, that. No. First thing, when getting married, you want to look at the person. Number one is their deen. Do they pray? Are they following the religion you are following, Islam? Are they following it? Are they a proper person? Okay, yeah, deen is number one. Deen, everything comes within deen. Second is personality. What is their personality? People can have money. People can have wealth. People can have, this is like worldly materials, but at the end of the day, you want to live with this person, inshallah, for the rest of your life. So is this person going to be the right partner? Is this person going to be who you really want to live with? Because look, let me tell you something. There's some people out there who live on the streets and they have a better sleep than that person who lives in a mansion. Because some people that are living in mansions, million dollar mansions, they have to take sleeping pills, subhanAllah, where some people are sleeping on the sewers and they have the most peaceful sleep because they have a peaceful heart. And that's very important, that the person that you're marrying has a good personality. They are kind towards you, they respect you. Because women these days are not respected. Men, like, especially in the subcontinent area, I don't want to blame a lot, but like everybody, but some people even go to the worst of touching their women in the wrong way. Like, that's the worst you can get. Like, that's something you do not want to do. So you want to make sure that person that you are going off to marry is a person who has good deen, who has good personality. And third thing I'd say is also what really matters is their family and their culture and their status in society. So what's their status in society? Are they respected amongst people? Are they low amongst society? Like, people don't like them? That also plays a big role on the person you are going to marry, and their culture as well. It's because status and culture, like, really, like, yeah, people say, oh, we should like mix and marry, but at the same time, like, you don't want this like huge cultural gap, and then sometimes it causes family problems, etc., etc. I know this is not your question, but I'm just trying to give you some further advice. Moving on, but the answer to your question is literally, if your parents are trying to force marriage upon you, that is haram. They cannot force marriage upon you. Yes, they can give you offers, but if they're trying to force you to marry, tell your parents straight up, this is haram. You cannot force marriage upon me. Anyways, and then the fourth advice I'd say is also their financial condition. That plays a big role as well. Is this person financial maturity? Is this person even ready to get married? Sometimes people like, oh, I want my son to marry your daughter. Like, is your son or your daughter even ready for marriage, right? Parents sometimes know my son is this age, my daughter is this age, just because of their age, they're ready for marriage. No, many people are mentally not prepared for marriage. Many people are not even in that sense yet, like, well, I have to get married. And marriage is a huge responsibility. The guy has to take care of this woman, he has to fulfill all her rights, etc., etc. That's another topic for another video. But I really hope these 4 advice that I gave you deen, character, family, status, and also financial conditions. Are they financially well? That really helped answer your questions, or like somehow answer your question about if you need more further information. Maybe just email us at TheProphetsPath@gmail.com. But Jazakallah khair for sending in your questions. I only got to answer 2 or 3. I'm very, very sorry. Inshallah, please, I want to do more of these videos. So if you guys like it, leave a thumbs up and like leave more. Sorry, I got some mud on my shoes. Leave some more comments down below in the video, and inshallah we will get to you with these topics. Try to keep them topics that are not really mas'ala based, Islamic, like things that are like more like life issues. Inshallah, try to give you my best advice. I really hope, really like every advice I really gave is from my heart, from the bottom of my heart. Like nothing I just said just for the sake of saying it. But I really hope whatever I said, even though it might have not answered your question fully, I really hope it helped you in some way or the other. Jazakallah khair. Wait, before I end the video, as you guys know, the Prophet's Path apparel says we sell merchandise. Inshallah, please do support us. We have our launch coming up. You guys really like this design. I remember this sold out in like 2 days. The Speak Good or Remain Silent t-shirts are coming out next week, Saturday, July 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So remember to grab yourself a pair. These are going to be heat. I'm wearing them in the summer weather. Right now it's like 25 degrees plus, and it feels amazing. Premium quality, guys, premium quality. None of that like low quality stuff. We're giving you premium quality t-shirts. They're going to be going for, I believe, I'm not sure, I think it was $21.99 Canadian with free shipping. That's how we do it, free shipping. Premium quality, and also has like the Sabio, our apparel logo in the background for minimal branding. Yeah, you call that minimal branding. Yeah. Well, inshallah, remember to grab yourself a pair. Remember to grab yourself a t-shirt. And sorry for I'm just getting mumble jumbo right now. Remember to grab yourself a t-shirt and support the brand. Please support our brand because we really need your support. You guys support H&M, Zara, all these brands. Guys, we're having big things coming for you with our brand. We're literally going to bring you H&M quality, Zara qualities, and H&M and Zara qualities down here. Inshallah, we're going to bring you some high quality stuff at great prices that you can rock. Don't worry, sisters, we got you as well. Next summer, by next summer, inshallah, we're going to have hijabs. Inshallah, maybe abayas, but hijabs for sure, scarves. Not hijab, that's not the proper term. Scarves. We're gonna have scarves for you guys. Brothers, we're gonna have t-shirts. More t-shirts coming soon, inshallah. Remember to support our brand, and inshallah, remember to comment, subscribe. Inshallah, I'll talk to you guys later. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.